Hello, friends. Welcome back. My name is Casey. I'm from Anchored Women, and all month long we are talking about meal planning, how to simplify meal planning, and some of our very favorite meal planning hacks that make your meal planning experience just a lot more simple and streamlined. Today, we're talking about my very favorite one, which is what we affectionately call the Eat What You Got method. All right. It's pretty self explanatory. It is exactly what it sounds like. We eat what we've got. But the key to this meal planning strategy is in your inventories. All right. So here's how we use the Eat What You Got planning method at least 2 or 3 weeks a month. All right. To get started, what I do is I look at what food we have in our home. All right. This is really simple, but how many times have you thrown away food that's gone bad in the fridge because you forgot that you had it? Or there's been a smell coming from the back of your pantry because those onions went bad. Or you bought 6 different bags of corn tortillas because you didn't realize you already had some, right? This happens to us all the time. So, taking pretty frequent inventories of what you have in your house is really helpful when it comes to meal planning because it helps us use up the food that we have. It saves us money so we're not buying things a whole bunch of different times. And we actually are just making much better use of the food that we've already spent our money on. So, to get started, like I said, I look at what we've got. All right. I make 3 important lists. I've got a worksheet here for you that you can do the same thing with. We categorize things into 3 different sections of our home: our fridge, our freezer, and our pantry. These are the 3 big areas where we keep food. We have a chest freezer in the garage, the regular freezer, at the bottom of our fridge inside the house, the fridge inside the house, and our pantry. So I literally write out every single thing we have in each of those areas. So sometimes that takes a little bit more time, especially if our chest freezer is full, but it really pays off because, like I said, you're way more able to use what you already have. So, what I do is I write it all out so that I can see it. What's in my fridge, what's in my freezer, what's in my pantry. And then I start combining ingredients to make meals. So, for example, maybe we have a bunch of cheese and bread in the fridge, and in the pantry, I have a few different cans of soup. Okay, I can combine those to make a grilled cheese and soup night at the house. Everybody will love it, right? Or maybe we have a lot of marinades in the pantry and I have a lot of frozen chicken in the fridge. I can drizzle that marinade over frozen chicken in the crock pot, throw some extra veggies on the side, and I have a great meal. So what this method helps us do is really have a good understanding of what we've already spent our hard-earned money on and come up with ideas to use it in maybe a little bit of a different way than we originally bought it for. A lot of times I'll buy frozen veggies for a specific soup or ingredients for a specific new recipe that I'm making. But then I've got leftovers and I'm not quite sure what to do with it. When I have everything written out in front of me and I know exactly what we have, I'm more able to see like, oh, I could put this together. I could put this with that, and that would make a fun new meal, right? Um, the other the other issue is when a lot of us are like, I don't need to make a list of all these things. I can just like look into my fridge and freezer and pull stuff out. But honestly, when it's time to make dinner and you open your pantry or you open your freezer, it can be super overwhelming and sometimes frustrating to just look at everything and know exactly what to cook. But when you have that list of ingredients written out in front of you, it's so much easier to put things together. And it's always easier to do it ahead of time instead of crunch for time in the moment. Hey, I have to, get something on the stove in the next 30 minutes. Oh, darn, that meat is frozen, actually. Do you know what I'm saying? It helps you to get ahead. We like to use this method a lot towards the end of the month when maybe our wallets aren't as full as we would like them to be. And it always, always helps us get to the next month without regretting our financial decisions. So, highly recommend the Eat What You Got method. It saves you time. I don't have to spend hours pouring through cookbooks or scrolling through Pinterest. I'm literally planning with what's right in front of me. And it takes, once I've got everything written out, it takes like 5 or 10 minutes max. This method also saves money because I'm not shopping for anything new except for, peripheral items that we might need. A veggie here, some dairy here, things that are going to go bad, right? But the majority of the ingredients are coming from my pantry and my freezer, so my shopping list and my grocery bill is pretty minimal. Also worth noting, when I do need some new recipes or ideas for what to make with the things that I have in my pantry and the freezer, I have a few favorite recipe sources that I really like to pull from. Like I've mentioned before, our Anchored Life Club meal plans. They are just so good. Everything's notated by possible allergies, what kind of meal it is. It's just super helpful. Honestly, that's the first place I go to. Allison on our team, she puts those together and she's just really good at creating meal plans that are delicious for the whole family. So I often will go there first. If I'm really stuck, I have a couple favorites that I just love. Pioneer Woman, not if I'm trying to be healthy, but if I'm trying to create something delicious, I'll go to Pioneer Woman. Dashing Dish is a great cookbook if I am trying to be healthy. I also love all the recipes from Lisa Burns from This Pilgrim Life. She's got a cookbook too, and I use that one all the time. Those are kind of like my go-tos. So even sometimes I will look at my inventories of the Eat What You Got method and figure out, oh, can I tweak one of these recipes with what I already have on hand? So, one more thing. We also do kind of a smaller version of this on Sundays every single week. And we call it a yo-yo dinner. You're on your own. I actually think that I first heard that from Lisa from This Pilgrim Life. And I loved that. So we call it yo-yo dinner. It's my kids' favorite thing. And literally they can see what we've got in the fridge, freezer, and pantry and make their own dinner. It's my favorite thing too because I don't have to cook on Sunday night except for what I want to make for myself, which is great. The kids look forward to it. My husband and I look forward to it. Just keeps things really, really simple. So there's a couple different ways that you can use that Eat What You Got method, either by planning in advance, like I like to do, or also, letting your kids do it on their own, which is really fun. All right, we've got this freebie for you, the Eat What You Got worksheet. It gives you a list, fridge, freezer, and pantry. And then it has a space here where you're looking at what you've got. And then it asks you, what recipes can I make with these supplies? That's where you can write out all of your ideas. And then down at the bottom, there's a space for extra ingredients that you might need to complete those recipes. Maybe, you've got everything you need to make tacos, but you'd really like to add some guacamole, so you're going to grab some avocado at the store. All right, something like that. You can jot that down there. I will drop the link for this freebie below. It actually comes in a pack of meal planning cheat sheets that you can download totally free and use all month long. Actually, you can use them over and over again, but we're going to be talking about every single worksheet in that pack all month long here. So feel free. Download that, grab them for yourselves, and I would love to see your Eat What You Got worksheet. You can always tag me on Instagram. You can email us. We would just love to see you using this however it works in your house. All right, friends, we'll be back next week where we're going to talk about another one of my favorite meal planning hacks, which is theme days. We're going to get really into theme days. It's really going to be fun. All right, we'll see you then. Bye.